FUD is the world's first social hustling community, and our goal is to help our entrepreneurs with great information that they can trust, as well as a community of like-minded everyday entrepreneurs and experts and mentors to help them get going. For us, because we are teaching people something new in that we are not a typical entertainment app, we want to make sure people understand that the FUD app works differently. So part of that required us to educate people on how to make sure they take advantage of the app so they can use the step-by-step guides we've created, how to use the live workshops to get the information they need, how to make sure they can engage and interact with the community through group messages, how to work with our FUD experts. So because our app is quite different than your typical entertainment app, we needed to make sure we educated them using follow-up techniques, including emails, in-app notifications, SMS. So our onboarding and our journey was a little bit more complicated. So we needed to make sure we can reach out to them, engage with them correctly so that they come back and understand how to use the app. I think retention is very important because if you don't solve for retention and you have a leaky bucket issue, it doesn't matter how many users you acquire, how much marketing you do. I think it's very important to make sure you figure out who loves your product and then to scale from there. So actually now my preference is definitely to make sure you have a very small but loyal group that loves you, and then you figure out how to expand from there. Startups are obviously very busy. We have only so many resources. So the startup program has been amazing in terms of really guiding us and coming up with ideas. So it's been fantastic in that we've been able to lean in to the account management team there, and they've been able to suggest how to best get going. They've been able to create many of these journeys I described, right? Of course, we had to provide the copy and work with them to make sure all of that messaging is on point. But I would say they're very expert in terms of helping you get started. As a startup, we don't have infinite resources. So that also means that sometimes my area of expertise is not as deep as I would like. So in this case, it was great to be able to lean into that team that has a ton of lifecycle marketing experience, a ton of how to best use different modes of connections, whether it's SMS or in-app or web push, right? So it's great to be able to lean into an expert, and they were very good at helping us get started. So the impact has been, I think you guys have put us in a really good starting point. You guys have really shown us how to get going with your solution, how to use lifecycle marketing in an effective way. And the thing that excites me most is it goes back to, again, kind of sparking that creativity, right? Challenging us to come up with more ideas. So I know part of that also depends on us sending more events into the WebEngage platform so we can create more campaigns and come up with more exciting things to really drive retention, to drive monetization as well, which is something now that we're looking into. So I would say the part that excites me the most is it's kind of a marketer's dream, right? To be reminded of here are all the things you can now get access to. So that to me is incredible because it's not just about solving the near-term pain, right? And the near-term opportunities, but it's about setting us up to think of like marketers again. Like, again, we're only limited by our creativity now. So how do we get out there, start to come up with even more impactful campaigns? How do we do even more personalization, more segmentation? It's been an eye-opener in the sense that it really does give a lot of control back to the creative marketers. So we're only limited again by what we can come up with. Now, of course, we've seen improvement in retentions and things of that sort, but the bigger thing is now I think you put us into the race and now we can keep on going and iterate.
WebEngage. Retention simplified.